Howdy folks, it's a Tall Turtle here, and we are going on a short little flight in the B900D. I want to see if it starts on fire again. I don't expect it to. If you remember from the previous video, we had a fire, and resetting all failures didn't help until I turned off the windshield anti-ice, and that has happened before. I know it seems like a coincidence, and it may or may not be, but I've flown this thing a gazillion times, and you can over-torque it for 5 minutes before it starts on fire, so I think it's a bug with anti-ice. I think no one else knows what I'm talking about, so I'm kind of alone in this. But if we take off again without anti-ice and we don't start on fire, that's the only variable that's changed, you know, in 100, 300 flights, something like that. But anyway, the reason why I'm not panning the camera is because if you look where we are, maybe you recognize where we're on the background if you haven't already read the description. But we're in Ayers, Australia. We've actually been here before for other flights and other reasons, but we're going to do something different. We're going to fly to a private little dirt strip in Docker River. It's about 127 nautical miles away, so it's not really that short. It's an average flight that I do in this plane, but compared to the other stuff we've been doing, it's pretty short. So we're just going to throw in the GPS with the destination. Let me try that again. We're going to throw the destination into the GPS, but otherwise it's visual. There's no instrument approach for a private dirt strip, at least not usually, and definitely not in this case. So we'll throw the destination in there, and when we get close enough, we'll check weather, because real world weather is turned on, and then we will land visually, of course. No ATC, of course. Winds are, for the sim, they're strong. 15 knot winds, which for the sim is like a hurricane. So, but we can handle it. We should be fine. Our landing is going to be quite interesting on a narrow dirt strip in this thing, but this is STOL, so it's not the runway distance I'm worried about, is lining up and landing on it. Once we're on the ground, we can stop on a dime, but we have to land in the right spot. It's be very precise landing. A lot of the landings lately have been tiny airplanes in big airports, so we just go for the runway and ride it out as long as possible because we have the time. We want to get out of the way. But for today, oh, look at that beautiful sunrise. There's a screenshot. We have the sunrise on this side and the rock on the other. How awesome is that? So for this landing, though, it's going to be very, very precise. So everybody's boarding lights are on, ready to go. Let's see what that looks like. And there it is, all nice and beautiful. How's everybody doing today? Are you ready? There's like 5 people on the flight, because why would more people be going to a private ramp? Alrighty, here we go. Let's get stuff going while they're finishing boarding. External power is already on. That's why we're getting the lights. Weight and fuel today. 120 nautical miles takes us about 47 minutes or so. So we're going to have the flight time doubled. Actually, let's go a little bit more, just in case. Real world weather is turned on, and we'll be taking off just before 7 a.m. Sim time. Alrighty, let's get going here. Battery on. Get our external lighting on. So we want the tail flood and the recog. Remove the static element, so we'll hop outside for that. And spin around. There we go. And we'll close, let's see, static elements. And then baggage door we have to do from the outside. Passenger door, though, we can do from the inside. There's a hand somewhere. There it is. And then we'll hop inside here, spin around, and there's a hand thing for the Star Trek doors right there. Alrighty, make sure the wing windows are closed, and they are, because if I forget, it closes them for us. Emergency lights to normal/arm. That's already normal. Tests. Does that do anything? Let's see what that looks like. Okay, let's go up here. Come back. Nope, that one doesn't seem to do anything. So we'll leave it on arm, put that on normal. Let's see what else. Come down here for the EFIS. Come on, right here. There we go. Alrighty. And if this panel shows up off the screen for you, I've talked to Carenado about that. It's because it's meant for 1440p or higher resolutions. That's how this is modeled. So I have 1440p right now. So that's why it showed up on my screen. Just want to point that out, because if you're using a 1080p monitor, this will show up off your screen. It's not in air. That's just how Carenado planned it out. All right, parking brakes. set. Is that down here? There it is. Fuel switches. Again, these are all on auto, and on this views the main tank and then the auxiliary. It's not a tank selector, and then it uses the auxiliary first. So we have way more than enough fuel. Just the auxiliary tank is enough for our flight today, but whatever. We're not overweight or anything. It'll take a little bit longer to stop, but we'll be fine. All right, prop lever to feather. It is. Engine auto igniters. Here we go. Conditioners to low idle, and there we go. To hold engine switch until 15. Oh yeah, this we can't really see because I don't know. I gotta fix my preset. In fact, I'm gonna do that now. I did that last time. I haven't fixed it. So give me a second to fix preset number. For me, it's number 3. There, that looks nice. All right, right engine first. When it gets to 15 on that turbine, that is in the top right corner of your screen, we will introduce full conditioner. There it is. And it should take off from there. Conditioner is full, as you can see. Now they're both on the same axis to my yoke, so it also did it for the other engine, which is going to be fine. It's not a big deal. And we should stabilize about 63 or so. And there it is. Right generator, left engine. This will go a little bit faster since the conditioner is already all the way up. And that's a 63 right on the nose. So left generator, and close that. Turn off the auto igniters. And what's next on our list here? Avionics switch. Right there. AC bus. Where'd you go? You're right there. Turn off external power. Rudder boost is down here between the seats. Climate is over here. We're going to do all this at once so we don't have to keep moving that yoke. Blowers. Auto temp. That'll get us 127 degrees. And furnace on. Overspeed test. Stall warning test. And put that back and it can stay there. Now that's all we do on this side. Flight plan and the GPS. Again, we don't have a real plan other than we're just putting the destination on the GPS. And then it'll be visual for the most part. It's mostly going to be visual. So YAYE to YDVR. So it's this one, right? Yankee Delta Victor Romeo. Docker River, Australia. There we go. And we're simply just going to go direct. Like that. That's it. That is it. And we'll calculate top descent in a moment. I forgot to look up the airport elevation, although it's not going to be much different than where we are now. We're sitting at 1500. So, since it's a short flight, let's just assume 1500 for now. So, target altitude, let's go 2500. I'd rather be way too high. 2500. 5 miles. Well, let's do 7 miles so that I can come down if I need to. 7 miles before the airport. Boom. At 800 feet per minute. And then we'll make adjustments, obviously, as we go. Once we're up in the air, this will kick in with our VSR status. Status will tell us how long before descent. VSR will tell us what we really need to descend at to keep us on target. Alrighty. Simple as that. 103 nautical miles. If we zoom out, it's just simply right there. Right next to us. So let's keep this at about 35. Alright, let's see. What is next? CDI and GPS. Yes, we will use autopilot to follow the GPS just for sightseeing purposes. Otherwise, it would be really fun to hand fly this. But in our next flight, I have plans with a different airplane. We're going to be doing a lot of hand flying. Just because of our approach. But we'll talk about that in the next flight. Alright, Avidyne is cleared up a little bit. Radios and instruments, nothing to tune in for this at all. And I really doubt there's ATIS at the destination. I guess we can check ATIS for our departure. We never really do that, do we? We just check the destination. Just check ATIS for a departure. Is there an ATIS? There is, 126,550. Speaking of that, I wish they told you runway usage down here, but they don't. At least they give you the barometer and the weather, but they don't tell you which runway. You have to do the ATIS for that. So, 126,550, and that's up here, not down here. I've made that mistake so many times. So 126, 120. Oh, there's 126. 550. Which is going to be right there. Switch it over.
Here's rock weather.
Here we go.
Wind 140 at 15. Visibility 10. Sky clear. Temperature 24. Dew point 10. Altimeter 3009.
It's not telling us which runway is in use. That's the first time that's happened, where it hasn't told us. 3009 for altimeter.
Here's
that we can grab.
Wind 140 at 15.
And
Visibility 10.
wind 140, so
Sky
we will
clear.
use whichever
Temperature
runway
24.
is closest to
Dew point.
14. What are our runway options? 13. Perfect. So 13 will be this runway here. So we are just going to what? We're going to take a sharp left and then another left and zigzag our way to runway 13. We won't even do a back taxi. We'll just start here. Awesome. Good. And then Ayers Rock is right here, but we're not even going to see it. We're going to fly over and probably make an immediate turn, so we'll barely see the rock. And then we're just going to head up over here somewhere. Is it in there? Yes, it's right here. Is it the same? Ooh, elevation is higher. I should have got to mind that. Same weather. So we're going to have to fly around it, probably this side because of the hills, and land on that runway. Right there with a crosswind from the right. Lovely. Nothing we can't handle. Nothing we haven't done before. Okay. We got all that figured out. Where is that on my checklist? Way down near the bottom. Test the warning and caution lights. Make sure they're all working. They are. Cabin pressure. We're gonna make it up to 17,000. So make this 18,000. No, let's do 16,000 flight. So make this 17,000. This is supposed to be like this and draw back, but lately I've been having to go all the way back. So we're gonna keep it all the way back. See what happens. And what we're gonna do. Keep an eye on this. If the needle's in the red, you're dead. If it's in the green, you're fine. Alrighty. Over here again. Auto feather to arm, which is down here somewhere. Generator ties closed. Like so. Anti-ice stall warning. We'll do the pitot heat. We're not touching anti-ice anymore. This doesn't seem to worry about it. Let's just do prop auto. The rest we're not going to touch. Prop sync on. That's done down here. TCAS, not that we fly with anything around us. We have AI traffic, which doesn't seem to affect us. Taxi lights on, but before we taxi, we are going to set up autopilot. We normally set up autopilot into the runway, but let's just do it right now because I feel like it. What did I say? We're going to cruise at 16,000 for this flight because it's so short. Or maybe we do 17,000, but we're doing 16,000 today. Autopilot is super easy. You just do climb and up 20-some hundred. It didn't do our alt select thing automatically. Weird. Okay. Did this change in 1140? Is this the first time we've flown this 1140? No. We have that reset itself to. Oh, did I do 1600? No, I did that right. Did that reset itself, or am I off? I have to check back in editing. 16,000 climb. There we go. I must have done 1600. Okay, whatever. Whatever the video says is what I did. And then nav because you want to follow GPS. That's the GPS. 2 buttons. I guess we're gonna go up. We're not gonna do 2200 today. We'll do 1800. Okay. Taxi lights are already on, right? And props to taxi. Like, they'll change a little bit in sound. Hear that? We gotta pull them up a little bit. And conditions low idle, so we don't burn out and foul it up. Ooh, hear that nice sound change. Awesome. Begin taxi. And they get flaps going. Alrighty, so let's do our taxi view. We want to do sharp left, get comfortable in our captain's chair here. Parking brake is off. Let's get rolling. Let's get rolling. Here we go. Ooh, look at that sunrise. Alright, whoa, we're cooking. Alright, let's see. Ooh, don't hit those. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Alright, what are we going to do here? We're going to slow down a little bit. And we're just going to follow this taxi line. Let's get first set of flaps down, ready to go. And we're going to go left. And then we're going to go right. And then we're going to go left. And then we're going to go right. And then we'll be on the runway. And we'll start not at the end of the runway, but near the end. And is there anything to show you? Rock is out of view. There it is, barely in the horizon. Alrighty, enough chit chat. Let's get going, and I'll catch you at the end of the runway. In fact, we're not even going to go down to the end of that runway you see in the distance. We're just going to start right here in the middle. We've been approved for a midfield takeoff because we don't need much runway at all in this thing. So that's what we're going to do. So we're just going to head out here. As soon as we straighten out, we're going to get our landing lights on. Alrighty, let's see if I can do this. Those come off, this goes on, and those go to flight. Whoops, whoops, whoops. And then we just need to get some lights set up and things, so let's get on the runway. Since I can't look in both places at once, so we can't do it as what I want to do. What I like to do as we're rolling is get the cabin lights set up and all that stuff, but you just can't do it in the simulator because you can't see two places at once. Ooh, we're gonna have a nice crosswind from the right, aren't we? What was that? Weather updating? Come back and maybe overshoot here. Alright, let's stop right here. Set the parking brake. Here we go. Flaps down, yes. Reading lights on. Cabin flood off. Overhead off. Overhead flood off. That's off, that's off. And it should be just like that, right? So not, yeah. If you come back here then. There we go, we just have the one light. Awesome. Taxi lights off, landing lights on, collision nav, we already did all that. Trim for takeoff. Want to go back here a little bit. Cruise altitude, we got it. Autopilot, we got it. Heading bug, set to runway heading in case we blow it. Then we're ready to go. Start the stopwatch. Select. Oh, look at that. We're 30 seconds or 35 seconds ahead of schedule. Just about, maybe with like 45. Conditional hot idle. Props forward and take off. Get that mouse out of the way. Alright, parking brake off. Over torque this thing. Let's just go. We're halfway down the runway, so we're just going to goose it. Goose it hardcore. Ooh, lots of left rudder. Holy moly. This is very difficult to go straight. And lift off. Here we go. Oh, look at that crossing from the right. Holy cow. Gear coming in. Flaps coming in. Oh yes, trimmed perfectly. I don't even have to use the yoke. We are hand flying, but I don't even have to fight it or anything. Alrighty, let's get out of here. Hand fly a little bit. I want to see the rock, but I don't think we're going to be able to see it. Because, well, maybe we will. Oh, crane our neck. There it is. There it is. Alrighty, should we do autopilot? That'd be funny if it spun us the other way. No. Good, alright. I was going to hand fly this first part, but I really want to sightsee. And wow, my sim is stalling as weather updating. Look at that. Screenshot that. That is awesome. Alright, let's go outside for a minute. Oh, look at that too. That is so cool. It looks really nice from the distance, doesn't it? This is all default scenery. The reason why that shows up is because of the OSM data says, hey, there's a big thing there that's high, and it models it, and it ends up looking exactly correct. Alrighty. And that's actually where we're going, right past those rocks. So it's a really short flight. I just wanted to do a hop, skip, and jump on this thing. Oh, that is so cool. There's the airport. What do our passengers get to see? I'm taking screenshots, that's why it's stalling a second. Oh, that is so cool. Spinning right around. Can we see the rock? Nope. Alrighty, as beautiful as this is. Rock's way behind us already. Yep. Beautiful as this is, we gotta manage some engines. So let's come down here. Let's bring torque back. Let's bring turbines back. Slide over here, starting at the top. Everything in the green? It is green, green. Bring that up a little bit. Green, green, green. That's it. You have 5 minutes to do that. Looks like we're going to go to our thingamajigger nicely. We've got 18 minutes or so. Well, that's going to come down fast. So that's really going to be like 10 minutes or so before we come down. Very nice. Super simple. Super straightforward. Beautiful default scenery. Actually, we're going to go to this rock mount. There's a couple of these. Yeah, it'll get bigger as it renders in. And we're going to go beyond it. If you want to look at a map. Oh, look at that. Let's get a good screenshot of that one. Wow. That's awesome. Alright, we're going to continue our climb at 800 feet per minute. At 10,000, we will turn the landing lights on. We do not need to worry about barometer standard because we're not going that high. Let's see. Yeah, that's it for cruise. Approach. Set the barometer. We already have it. It's the same weather. We just know we need to loop around the airport. Landing lights come on. Flaps in gear, which is way ahead from now. So, that's it for the chit chat. No stories. I haven't really had story time in a long time. So those of you who watch for story time and not really the flight sim, because I know there's a lot of you, I apologize. I'll try to think of something in our next flight maybe. But otherwise, sightseeing time. It's pretty much a lot of the same thing. So I'll do a little bit of sightseeing now and a little bit more when the rocks come by. And then when it's time to approach, you'll hear my voice again. Don't miss me too much. I'll be back in a bit. Well, we just hit cruise altitude, and for me it was like 3 minutes ago, and you saw it there in the last sights you and the plane coming down or leveling off, and it's already time to come down, descend to target. They did change this to 4 nautical miles before, since our airport elevation is 1980 something. So actually that's even a little too soon, I think, because that puts us only 500 feet AGL. Let's do 500 feet AGL 2.5 miles away, which we're still time to descend, but it just made that come up or go down. So let's see here. Coming down is super easy. We just hit descend, and this selects the new altitude at 800 feet per minute. That is it. One button. So now what is next? Well, I got to keep an eye on our speed, so we don't overspeed. Let me bring back throttles actually. Oh yeah, let's bring the throttles back. There we go. That's a good speed. Okay. What's next? Keep an eye on this. If this gets to 1,000, we'll switch our descent to 1,000. If it goes down to 600, we'll switch it to 600. Whoops, I forgot to switch this. He got mad at me. Hang on. Let's switch this to 3 grand, and because we'll be hand flying by then. Sorry, autopilot. I was so excited. Let's redo that. There we go. Now we're descending. Now we are. Good, okay. Again, just keep an eye on our speed is all I got to do. And what was I saying? What's next? Keep an eye on this. If it goes up or down, we adjust our autopilot based on that. So we can aim for that. Coming down to 3 grand. That's it. We're done with that. We got 69.9 miles left. All we need to do now is just follow the GPS. There's no instrument approach. We're just going to fly to the airport. Once we get a visual on it, we'll adjust ourselves and fly a right traffic pattern. Because remember, there's mountains here. So we're going to do a right traffic pattern and land. All we know is that we're going to have a crazy crosswind from the right. And it's a small dirt runway. Don't know the area, so this is going to be tough. We'll keep this in our sights at about the 35-mile mark. Actually, we'll bring it down to 20. This should still be good. Keep an eye on that. And that's it. Keep an eye on our speed, too. Alrighty, that's it. Back to sightseeing. I'll catch you once we have an airport to land at. Alright, just checking in with you here. 20-minute flight time so far. It's going very quickly. We need to descend a little more steeply than we have been, so let's hit down on there, which means then we have to come over here and bring back throttle so we don't overspeed. Oh, slow down. There we go. Caught it just in time. Alright, 7,500 feet. We're aiming for about 3,000 or so, and then we'll take over manually. Don't see an airport yet. I don't think we are still. What are we? 23 miles out. So we have a little ways to go. 4.5 minutes or so. I don't think we can see that far with the binoculars. I mean, that could be the runway. I doubt it. Maybe it's down here. Maybe this is it. I don't know. I expect it's going to be really hard to find because it's a dirt runway in the middle of these mountain things. So we're just going to keep an eye on things. We don't want to descend faster than we need to, so we got to keep an eye on that VSR. It's going up, which is fine. That's coming down now because it's caught up to my speed. We just want to be careful. We don't want to come down too soon for this situation because we don't know the terrain. I'd rather be too high than too low. You know, a lot of times I come down too early, like in the jets, I come down too early for some reason. But in this, I'd rather be too high. So we're aiming for that. Landing lights are already on because I turned them on when during sightseeing. Otherwise, it's just flaps and gear. We already have our weather. So what do we need to do? We need to wait about 3 minutes till our destination. It has to be out there somewhere. We just need to look for it and then circle to land because we want to land in the opposite direction than we're facing right now, for sure. We'll land with a strong crosswind from the right, so we'll execute a crosswind landing with a right wing down, left rudder. Right main touches first with a firm touchdown. That's the plan, and I'm sticking to it, subject to change, though. So I'm going to sit here and look for an airport because we're getting kind of low, and I will catch you in a moment. Alright, as much as I want to keep looking around, we really can't because we need to land this plane. Very interesting terrain. I expected stuff on the left, but I did not expect terrain on both sides of us. It says we're 2 minutes out. Let's see how we are in our descent. Good, right on schedule. But let's slow down because we're going to need time to get flaps and gear out as well as make a U-turn in this tight terrain. Binoculars out. Do you see a dirt strip anywhere? We should be pointing directly at the airport because the GPS would do that. Don't know how much ground we can cover in 2.5 minutes. I don't see anything. Maybe we'll just be landing anywhere. Huh. Okay. Well, let's bring the GPS in tighter here so we know exactly when we're going over it. What your VSR say now? That's a change. Yeah, I thought so because we're slowing down. So let's do 600 on that so we don't come too early. Like I said, I'd rather be too high than too low. Alright, we're going to keep our speed like this or so, just outside of that white arc. And we are going to look for a runway that's 2 minutes out. It has to be in this thing. There it is. That doesn't look like a dirt strip. That is pavement. And there's a flag even. That's fantastic. It says dirt strip when I did my flight setup. For notes or comments, it says dirt strip. Okay. But you can see how that windsock is pointed almost 90 degrees off. So it's going to be a tough one. I guess we can hand fly right now if we wanted to set up better. Let's do that. We haven't hand flown in a while. We're not going to do any more sightseeing. Oh my gosh, we're below the train. Check that out. Holy cow. Let's turn off autopilot. And let's pitch down for speed and throttle so we don't descend. Props forward. Autopilot off. Yes. Holy cow. It wants to do whatever it wants here. Wow, this is tricky. There's terrain on the right, or on the left, terrain on both sides. Let's get some speed going. Come on, we're sagging. Come on, what is going on here? Let's retrim this thing. Jeez. Okay. I'm having a hard time regaining control, probably because the wind is not in our favor whatsoever. Alright, let's keep our speed okay. Let's descend, kind of. Where did our airport go? I lost it. I totally lost your airport. Where'd the airport go? I totally lost it. Oh well. Well, there it is, right in front of us, of course. Alrighty, we're going to do a nice left traffic pattern. We know the airport elevation is 2 grand, so we are about 1,000 feet above it. So we'll keep our descent as it is. Let's slow down now. We can actually get gear out now. We're going to run with gear out for our pattern, just because it's less to worry about. There's our airport. We'll keep it in our sights. I believe the runway is 9, I think it said. So we could set our heading bug for 90 if I can. Will it let me here? 90, come on. I went the wrong way because of the space. Come on, we gotta get this over here quick because I gotta do some other stuff. 90. There we go. 87, close enough. That is hard to control. Alright, we're only 400 feet above. So let's stop descending. So throttle, so we stop descending. Let's do our up or down one leg. We know it's about 90, so we just look at the heading bug, once it's straight down. We know we're parallel to the runway. First set of flaps out. You can check that down here. And this wind is really giving me problems here. Anyway, we're 400 feet above, so let's not descend. There's a runway back there somewhere. In fact, let's ascend a little bit so we can see the runway better. Props are forward. So throttles to ascend. I'm not pulling up. I'm just using throttles to ascend. Keep our speed about the same though within the white arc. I just want to be able to see where this airport is. We're 500 feet, 600 feet above. A little more than 600 because it's really like 1980 something. So we're going to make a crosswind leg here. Tighten this up a little bit. We're basically going to turn directly into final at this point. Stop descending. We're 900 feet above. Bringing back throttle so we stop ascending. There we go. Okay, let's make this a little tighter because we don't want to overshoot the runway. If we knew the area, we could use these roads as a guide, but I don't know the area, so we're kind of in trouble here. All I see are roads. I lost sight of the airport, so we're probably going to have to do a go-around. So let's keep track of these roads here. Stop descending until we know where we are going. Where's the airport? I totally lost it. There it is, I think. I think I see it. If we have to go around, yeah, there it is. We'll keep an eye on these roads. So let's start descending because we're a little high. We're 600 feet above. 500 feet above. We have no pappy, nothing. There we go. Bring the speed way back in a hurry. Second set of flaps. Oh my, what a, oh, this crosswind is ridiculous. Oh, no, that's our touchdown speed. That's our touchdown speed. We want to go a little bit faster for approach. Oh my gosh, this crosswind, it's like we're perpendicular. This is going to be nuts. Oh my word. We have to land on this little strip with this crazy crosswind? Yeah, right. Oh, nuts. Look at this crosswind. Alright, right main, left rudder. Let's try to land on it somehow. We're a little bit, let's go. There we go, we're down. We're not on the runway. That's okay, brakes and reversers. That was extremely challenging. We left, well, we got our right main on the runway. They were a little bit off. Oh well. That was very difficult. Very, very narrow runway. And that wind, I felt like we were perpendicular. That was insane. Look at it blow us around. I can't even taxi with this wind. Wow. Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm like losing, I have like no control of this plane right now. It's so windy. Flaps are in. Let's get off the runway and slow down. And stop. Wow. Okay, set the parking brake. I actually want to watch that landing. We all know I landed with only one wheel on the runway, but I want to see how the rest of it worked out. We have to imagine the runway was wider, so let's have a look at this replay. Alright, we're a ways out yet, but I just want to see this. So like I said, we know I landed left of the runway, because it's like landing on a postage stamp at 100 some miles an hour, or knots. Look at that. Look at this crosswind. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I'm curious, like I said, how the rest of it worked out with the crosswind component here. Look at that. That's ridiculous. That was so difficult. So, here we go. We got right main down, I hope. Yep. Ooh, a little rough. A little rough. You want firm, but that was a little too firm, I think. But the right main down first. Ugh. Man, that was hard. Let's see what the runway view looked like. Okay, flying overhead. And, oh, it landed long, too. I just want to see what our touchdown was. Let's see. Ooh, 700 feet per minute. No, I was off the runway. Yeah. Oh, man, that could have been better, but it could have been worse. But those conditions with that strong crosswind, holy moly. That was fun, though. I love that. That is really fun. All right, let's go back to real time and wrap this thing up. Okay, back to real time. Let's see here. Stop the clock, which I guess I forgot to do. What was it, like 30 minutes? What does that say? Whoops. Come on. 30 minutes or so. Half an hour flight, landing lights off, taxi lights on. None of this matters because we just pulled off the runway. We'll turn all these off. There we go. These can come on now so people can gather their things. Hopefully nothing broke in that landing. Let's see here. Flaps came in, already did conditioners for low idle. Yes, props a taxi. Yes, doesn't matter because we didn't have a taxi. We just pulled off the runway. Alrighty, shutting this thing down. All lights off. There we go. Fuel off, props back. My favorite sound. And fuel off. External power, so the lights stay on. And then turn everything else off. Because we don't need it. As long as we've got the external power for the lights in the back, people can still see what they're doing. And then just turn off whatever you want. Play with all the buttons, however you want to do it. We're good to go. And we barely use any fuel. Open the wing windows. The pilots were sweating that one out and it smells a little bit. And everybody okay? Let's open this door and hop outside. How about we hop outside this way? There we go. Open up the big door and static elements. And we're set. Alright, sorry for the rough landing, but hey, that happens sometimes, especially when these reverse conditions. I guess I could have done a go around, but not knowing the area that well, I don't think it would have mattered. I think would have had the same result. So, VFR landings on these tiny airports, that's why I did this. I was going to start here and go to Ayers Rock, but then we'd have an instrument approach and the GPS would bring us in and we would just touch down. I wanted to do something more challenging because it's been a while. So, I decided to fly this direction. We landed on a postage stamp. We stopped with, 3/4 of runway to spare. It ended up being a dirt strip anyway. I don't know. I gotta do more stuff like this. This is fun, landing on little tiny airports with an STL aircraft. I'm checking out that city in the background. That's kind of cool. Pretty cool. Alrighty, hopefully you enjoyed it. If you're a big subscriber, thank you for your support. If you found by accident, please like, please subscribe, please share with your friends. Have any flight suggestions, put them in the comments below. And that's it. I'll catch you next time.